Hello and welcome to Spooky Chris Podcast. My name is Chris Ringler, the aforementioned Spooky Chris. I am an author, artist, podcaster, filmmaker, general oddball in the Michigan region. This is my little podcast. You can find everything about my books and me and all manner of Magilla at my website, spookychris.com. So this go around, as we chug into late May, I thought I'd talk about the idea of blinders. Something we all wear, whether we admit to it or not. I mean, I think we all like to think that we are educated, elevated, woke in every way that we can be, and are very mindful of the world and the people in it. But unfortunately, we all have our biases and our issues and our blind spots. And even if it's just with ourselves, we all have them. It's part nature, part nurture. Some of it's the folks that raised us and the people around the folks that raised us, and some of it's just the folks we chose to be with us as we lifted ourselves further from that childhood. And it's one of those things where we all just kind of get caught up in the nets we cast for the things we want in life. We get caught up in them. Heaven knows I certainly do. And I think everybody does, but I'll speak of myself. But I am definitely one of those people that in past days would look to people in relationships when I was single, and I would envy them and wonder what was wrong with me and why couldn't I have that. I would look at people who have jobs that pay more than me, and I would wonder what's wrong with me. Why can't I have a job that pays better? Why can't I have better opportunities? This isn't fair. Even still today, I will look at the opportunities people have created for themselves or are offered, and I will grit my teeth and wonder, well, why not me? And the fact is, because. And we always want an answer. We want some kind of definitive answer. We want to pin the blame on someone. Well, it's my fault. It's his fault. It's her fault. It's their fault. It's a fault. Life is life. We forget that life is a complex series of turning wheels. And the person we envies someone. The person who broke our heart had their heart broken by someone. The person with the job we wish we had has other dreams that they didn't live. It's so easy to get caught up in those nets and to miss out on kind of the reality of the situation. And reality, again, isn't very often a concrete thing. Yeah, it's very malleable because reality change, is a matter of perception as much as anything else. But I always wish that I could have a more creative job that pays better, allows me opportunities that I don't have at the moment. But then I forget the amazing, weird jobs I've had in my life. Not well paying, but just interesting, where I met interesting people, where I did interesting things. I forget that. I forget, when you get mad at old jobs, much like old lovers, you don't you either get caught up in the breakup or the loss of the job, or you obsess over the good times and don't see, a full picture. Even the job I was fired from, I laughed, I had fun, I met great people, I did interesting things, I was educated on things, I got to do stuff I'd never done before. I was trusted to help with a program that's very important. And I'm bitter now, but I still have those good times. Still happened. Still existed. I've had so many weird, interesting jobs, and much like stuff doesn't make us, it's the memories that the stuff kind of can give us, and can offer, and can facilitate. The bad times don't have to define us. Again, it's easy to say. It's always easy to sit here and rattle off, my little philosophies on life, and this is how it is, and this is how it needs to be, and this is blah blah blah. It's easy, except it isn't. We all know it's not easy. You feel what you feel. The heart never gets over a heartbreak fully. It just doesn't. That's not how humans are. Being fired, I don't know that you're ever over that bitterness. Justified or not on either side, you still are always going to, be mad. The loss of friendships causes bitterness that you don't get over. I still have a friend that I had when I was a kid that I miss. And I'll always wonder what happened to them. And, part of me will be like, I should try to reconnect. But that boat's already lost at sea. It's already done. It's gone. The past is the past sometimes. Again, another hard thing. Because we always want to feel like we can reconnect with the things and people that matter to us. As if time doesn't pass. As if everyone holds the same memories in their hearts as we do. It cherishes the same things. And I don't mean winning back ex-loves. I mean friends you've lost, jobs you used to have that you miss, wanting to relive moments of your childhood that only held that magic because you were in that one moment at that one time. We always want to. We always cling to the things that will bring us that dopamine of happiness. And we forget that lots of people are working jobs they don't love. Lots of people are struggling to find work. Lots of people are lonely. Lots of people are searching for that love. And maybe, romance is the one that it's easy to really, because you really dig in, and no one can dig you out. You feel as if you need someone to save you because you want to save someone. You get so caught up in it and so wrapped up in the past, and why couldn't this have worked? And oh gosh, they were great, and oh man, they were awful. And why couldn't that have worked? And why couldn't they love me? And why couldn't this happen? It's just, you can't. Because the person that broke your heart, like I said, had their heart broken. I guarantee there was someone in their life that they desperately wanted to be with, and it just didn't work out. Even if they had them for a moment, it just didn't work out, because not everything does work out. You can look at someone and just want to pin your whole life on them, and you don't see their own internal struggle to make life make sense. You feel as if love should save everything, and it's a wonderful thought. It's a wonderful goal. Love truly is, the best of that we can be is to be love, and to emanate it, and to radiate it, and to echo it. But we little humans are very complicated creatures, and love doesn't solve everything. Worst thing I ever said to someone, and the truest thing, is my first girlfriend, after we'd broken up, we got back together to talk, and she was crying and was very upset and wanted to know why we couldn't just kind of figure things out. And I, because we love each other, and I said, well, love sometimes isn't enough. And it sucks because she was the one that broke up with me, but my own immaturity and bitterness kind of spoke for me, but it didn't speak wrong. Because sometimes love isn't enough. Like, she and I had grown apart. She was going in a different direction in her life, and it was just starting. And I was still, I struggled so many times, as what we all do, trying to figure out what I wanted and who I needed to be. And I feel terrible for the women that I inadvertently led on because I didn't know what I needed and what I wanted or who I wanted or needed. And that's the thing, is, as I've said before, as so many have said before, we are the villain in someone else's story, intentionally or unintentionally. Someone would love to have the job we have. Someone would love to have the opportunities we have. Someone would love to have the loves we have, the friends we have. For myself, I think of the bad times. Gosh, I have a handful of suicide attempts and self-abuse and all manner of things that I don't talk about, especially on this kind of a thing, because it's just, I don't know that anyone cares per se. But I just, as we all don't reveal everything, it's just not stuff I talk about all the time. But we all have that, and I think of that darkness in me, and that the things I went through. But then I can think of, I never in a million years would have thought I could have helped put on conventions, met people I looked up to and whose work I admired, sold written books, published books, sold art, sold photography. Most of the money I've ever made doing art was selling a photograph for a book. It's crazy. It was just a snapshot I took at a show I was at. We so easily forget our blessings. And, that's one of the things they teach you in mindfulness, is to always be mindful of your blessings. And it's true. Not in a smug way, but just because we do need to remember that in many ways we are lucky to be here and to experience what we have experienced. And even the heartaches sometimes illustrate who we are and what we've been through and where we can be. They remind you what you don't want or what you missed out on. We need to be mindful of not going too far off of the path we want to be on. I wish it was as easy as finding love out in the wild and being loved forever. But love is hard. Relationships are hard. Actually, love is easy. It is the easiest part, but relationships are hard. Because it's complicated, because it's not as easy as make time for one another. Find a way to make it work. Do this, do that. There's no path forward that's a straight path in love. The things you want in life you do have to work hard for, but sometimes you have to get lucky. With jobs, jobs and artistic opportunities and just any opportunity in life, half of it is relationships. That's why that whole bootstrapping mentality is a farce, because it always helps if someone else is helping you lift yourself off that bootstrap, or someone else does it for you, or you can just slip the boots off and just use a ladder. We all have gotten opportunities that others haven't. Just absolutely. And you can't see, you can't diminish that. We don't see ourselves truly. We see ourselves through funhouse mirrors. We don't see how beautiful our souls are, how important we are to others, how important we are to the world. We don't see any of that because we're too deep in. We are so deep into our heads, into our hearts, into our flaws, that we can't see anything past ourselves. And that's understandable and sometimes necessary, because we need to see the ugliness in ourselves that others may not see, so we can try to do better. We need to call our own crap sometimes. But it's an awful cycle. It's an awful cycle to be in that emotionally heart and mind sick place where you feel like everyone else has what you don't, and that everyone has and you'll never have, and you're just jealous and angry and frustrated, because that's never how you'll meet the person that will fall in love with you, and that's not how you're going to get those opportunities in life. I try to be a realist in that, I know I'm never going to make money doing the creative things I love to do, but the fact is I still get to do them. And I've sold books, I've sold art, I've sold a photograph. I've sold things. I've sold my art to people who didn't know me. I put on conventions. I know I've done things I can't even imagine. And if I had been successful in any of my suicide attempts, I never would have had a chance at. And that's the thing. That's what it all comes down to is tomorrow. The great tomorrow. Which is its opportunity. Today sucks. It sucks for so many of us. But it doesn't always have to suck. And it won't always suck. Because if we keep trying to pursue the love of life, the love of the world, the great love, the capital L love, and not the romantic love alone, we will make those connections. We will make friends. We will make opportunities. And even the worst of us will find someone to love them. Because people will see the beauty in you if you radiate it at them. If you go around angry and upset and heartsick and bemoaning, the person you can't have, maybe they weren't the one for you. And it sucks. Believe me, it sucks. But that doesn't mean that they're the only one that could have been for you. I know that better than anything. And sometimes we just walk around with blinders. And we won't take them off to see the world. Life doesn't ever work out how we hope and how we dream. But there's always moments that are going to be better than we'd hoped and dreamed. Even right aside the worst ones. And all we can do is keep moving forward and to keep pushing at it and to not give up, because there's nothing else. So why give up? There's enough pain in this life. Why run into its arms faster than we need to and miss out on the ride? As I step on my daughter's toy. The little blessings in life that you never knew you needed. Friend, I hope the travels you are on find you well and safe and healthy as we struggle through the end of COVID. Just remember your own blinders, and remember that while they'll never always be gone, you can remove them from time to time and see the world around you, and hopefully you can see the blessings you have and move forward and keep pushing for the things you want. Take care, friends.